Chief Justice as to his view towards.
This is Mr Marape's first official state visit outside of PNG since becoming Prime Minister.
Heads of our respective governments, and Australia remains our closest partner in bilateral exchanges. Australia remains our biggest partner in terms of bilateral dialogues and reciprocal help between nations to nations. Australia has maintained its #1 placing in foreign relations with us thus far.
The Prime Minister, state ministers and selected governors will be in Australia to hold bilateral meetings with their counterparts.
To set the pace for the way PNG and Australia must relate going into the 2020s. And so he's looking forward to receiving me. I'm looking forward to visiting him. I will also be taking a few governors to sub-regional levels where the state relates to federal. We will see the context of how state and federal governments relate in Australia. And I am modeling an idea where our provinces become economies and they're generating revenues. So I'm taking governors and few governors with me to have a look at provincial governments becoming microeconomies instead of being just dependent on working for handouts.
Amongst discussions will be the Manus Asylum Centre, the refugee centre always under the spotlight for human rights issues, and the multi-billion Kina contract given for the running of the centre.
Agendas and issues for discussion. Manus Asylum Seeker has been an issue that has been quite hot in many levels of discussions, and at the highest level we will discuss on this issue. I put to the Honourable Peter Dutton, who was here in country early this week, that we're looking at closer in the Manus Asylum Seeker arrangements, and exactly what form and shape the closure will take place and exactly when it will eventuate is something that both sides of the Torres Strait must agree to, and there will be an issue that Prime Minister Morrison and myself will discuss.
Just recently, an Australian Green Senate was deported from Manus after trying to have a look at the centre. While the Prime Minister has stated he wasn't aware of the incident, he stated that Manus should be open for public scrutiny.
Refugees and non-genuine refugees, so they've classified them into these two groups, and they're in the process of settling them, and we will be pressed to them that we need to have a closer to it, and we need to have a timetable working towards it closer. So if there are any more instances of secrecy in Manus, then under my watch there will not be. The Manus should be totally open for scrutiny. Anyone, we're dealing with human beings here, and we need to be transparent about this matter.
Adelaide Xerox Kari, National, Emtv News.